bring on board Kunal as well as Nooresh and find out what this magic move on Reliance can do. And Kunal, morning, can others from amongst the nifty heavyweights, other than Reliance and L&T, will they also join the party now?
So I think when we look at the heavyweights, of course, HDFC Bank, TCS, Infosys, these are the few names which are amongst the top. They come into the top 10 in terms of the weightage. But I'm not sure whether the impact of these stocks, specifically the IT names, could be more prominent as of now. But yeah, I would believe that you have ICICI Bank making a comeback. You have Maruti, which has made a very strong comeback for itself. Many of the insurance stocks are making a comeback from the Nifty 50 pocket. You have Siemens stocks, which are doing pretty well. So I think it's all across where you're seeing large caps dominating as well as participating. We see this one pattern very consistently with every market correction or a sudden or a major correction which happens into the indices, that there is a churn of sector, there is a rotation which happens into the sector. We saw this in the mid of December when the first phase of a sharp sudden correction happened, and then the PSU started to outperform. In the second half of the month of January, the PSU started to underperform and get into a bit of a corrective phase. And in the recent phase of correction, the only change which we can spot is the large caps making a very strong comeback. So I believe that this may not just be a few days of pattern, but this should be at least a short to medium term pattern for the markets.
All right, let's get in Nooresh Merani as well, who is joining in. Nooresh, day 6, maybe it's not the best of things, but the fact that we had that Rara rally take place yesterday, I think, is that what we're penciling in as well, going ahead for the markets, with the large caps really doing the heavy lifting?
Absolutely. So yesterday's move was a surprise in terms of the quantum of the move. And going into the last few weeks, we had been struggling to make any strong moves. So yesterday was the first indication, and we actually could see some more follow-up going forward. And more importantly, we are taking lead in the heavyweight. So you have ICICI Bank hitting a new all-time high. You have Reliance Industries hitting a new all-time high. So a lot of names are slowly picking up. You have SBI closer to all-time highs. You have Axis Bank picking up. So if this momentum continues, we go towards a price point now shifts after this breakout towards 22,600 to 800. And now 22,000 ideally should act as a support. So overall, the bias remains positive. The only concern has been the fact that the mid caps and small caps did not rally yesterday. So we need to see over the next few sessions whether they do as well.
Right, okay, let's talk stocks as well, whatever it may be worth, but we are trading today. So Kunal, what's the stock list looking like?
So, yesterday we saw the metal stocks making a strong comeback. Tata Steel, of course, is one of the more promising charts over here. So, would suggest a buy on Tata Steel, and I'm expecting that this is a very strong, breakout for many of the metal counters. So, Tata Steel is one of them. Would suggest a buy with a target of 160. Stop loss could be trailed to 144. And L&T was the other name which has made a very strong comeback. So after a 200 to 50 point correction, the stock is making almost like a V-shaped recovery for itself. So this time around, expecting a breakout about 3,700 plus mark. So that's a target for L&T over the near term. Stop loss at 35.80.
All right, that's what Kunal is sticking with, some of the large caps in his portfolio, Tata Steel and L&T. Nooresh, what about you? I noticed that it's yet again Maruti that makes it to your list practically day after day.
Yeah, so the two favorites which have been over the last few weeks has been ICICI Bank and Maruti. So first is a buy on ICICI Bank. The stock has taken leadership, hit a new all-time high, and has continued to show a lot of relative strength over the last few weeks. So expecting this to continue the leadership move towards 1180, stop loss at now 1050. Second is a buy on Maruti. Finally, the stock has broken out of a multi-year range. The 10,000 break happened, and then we stopped at 11,000. And then we again paused, and now we are making a fresh all-time high. So the trend continues. A revised stop loss now at 11,400 and a target price of 12,500.